Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome back to our second year of training. That's resuming for NTT program. I'm gonna start with presenting myself. That's me, Rasha Muhammad Salahuddin, English teacher at Isharna Al-Gharbiyya Primary School. Let's begin our session by presenting two things. At first, we have Introduction to the 21st Century Skills. The second part on the session is developing our classroom language. Let's start with the first one. The first thing we are talking about is Introduction to the first 21st Century Skills. Our session today is starting by the end of this session, you will have stated what 21st century skills are, recognized why they are important for your learners, and define deep learning. At first, do you know understanding 21st century skills? I want you to speak. Do you know what is or what are the 21st century skills? Do you know them? If you know that, please raise your hand and speak. Unmute your mic and speak. What are the 21st century skills? Do you know? And why should we know the 21st century skills? Try to speak with me. Try to share. Who know the 21st century skills? So do you hear about them? Do you hear about them? If you heard about them, please just click or say one on the chat. Write one on the chat. Write one on the chat. No one knows? Okay. So what are the 21st century skills? I'll present for you a report from the UNESCO. This report was done in the year 2013 and 14. From this report, the educators started to notice the importance of integrating the 21st century skills in the education system. Let me present you the article. Can you see the article? Look at the article. Can anyone read the article aloud? Please, I want a volunteer to read the article. I want a volunteer here. Who's going to read? Hello? I want a volunteer to read the report. Can anyone read the report, please? Just unmute yourself and speak. Hello? Miss Mariam? Miss Abir? Miss Sabah? Any one of you who's going to read the report? Miss Riham and Miss Mariam? Who's going to read the report? I want a volunteer, please. Hello? Miss Mariam, can you read it? Miss Mariam, do you hear me? Please try to read the report aloud. Unmute yourself and try to read.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Yes. Okay, please read the report aloud.
Okay. Over the last decade, research has found
Decade?
that
Yes.
research had found that while the numbers
Yes, yes.
of the children enrolling and remaining in education has increased, concerns still remain about the quality of the education children are receiving. This has been termed a global learning crisis, and research indicates that the children are not learning basic skills, particularly in countries in South and West Asia,
Saharna.
Sub-Saharan Africa, and the Arab states.
Very good. Thank you, Miss Mariam. Thank you for participating. Okay, over the last decade, research has found that while the numbers of children enrolling and remaining in education has increased, concerns still remain about the quality of education. Do you know what is the quality of education children are receiving? Do you know anything about that? It means the amount of education that the children are receiving. This has been termed a global learning crisis. Do you know the word crisis? What does it mean? What does the word crisis mean? It means a big problem. It means a big problem. And research indicates that children are not learning basic skills, particularly in countries in South and West Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and the Arab states. Why are we talking about the Arab states? It means that there are a lot of countries that have this crisis, and the report focuses on this crisis that that talks about the 21st century skills. You are going to see from the report that the quality of education is not as high as we think, and the children are not actually receiving the skills that's really received nowadays or that they need nowadays, which actually resulted in what we call a global learning crisis or a big problem, which indicates that the children are not actually learning basic skills they need, as we said. Okay? The exist is different in different countries. Not only that, this exists in different countries, not only in the Arab states, but a lot of countries. Okay, now the second one is, why is it important to know the 21st century skills? Why is it important to learn them? Do you know? Why are they important? Why are those skills are important? Try to talk with me, Miss Abir and Miss Riham, Miss Marianne. Try to open your mics and try to talk with me. Why are they important? Okay, please try to participate with me. Why are the 21st century skills are important? Okay, that is because the internet has opened access to a vast expanse of information, and learners need to be equipped with what have been called 21st century skills to deal with the information. So we know that the internet was very important here to learn everything and give us a lot of information and give the children a lot of information all around the world. Now let me ask you a question. What are the 21st century skills? Do you know them? Do you know any of them? Try to think what are the 21st century skills are. If you don't like to open your mics, you can write on the chat box. Write on the chat box. What do you know about the 21st century skills, or what are the 21st century skills you know? Try to guess what are they. What are the important skills that children need to learn? No one knows? Try to think and participate. Okay. These skills are, yes, not the internet, but we talk about skills. What are the skills? We call them the 4 C's, or the rubric.
Communication with the world.
Yes, that's right. Communication, very good. And we have the critical thinking. Do you know the critical thinking? It's information and discovery, integration, analyzing, problem solving, system thinking. They are called critical thinking. This is the first skill we must know. Critical thinking. This is the first C. C, it's begin. The second skill is collaboration. Do you know collaboration? Do you know that? What do we mean by collaboration? Please try to talk with me. Open your mics and try to talk with me. What is collaboration? Hello? Hello, who's going to talk? What's collaboration? Collaboration is how to collaborate with others using digital media, or making feedback, leadership, and initiative, and a lot of skills. So we have here, as we said before, we have 4 C's skills, which are critical thinking, collaboration, and we have communication. Do you know communication? Of course, you know communication. Do you know what are the skills for communication? How can we communicate with others? How can we communicate with others? By what?
By internet.
By the internet, very good. And for our learners at school, how can we communicate with them?
Speaking,
Excellent. And
listening,
very good. So we are going to communicate with the environment, right? Okay. The last 4C is the creativity. Okay. Of course, you know creativity. What is the meaning of creativity, or what are the skills to make our learners have the creativity at our school? How can they be creative? Do you know? How can we make our learners creative? By ideas. Okay? By giving them ideas or general ideas, by making designs, by making activities for creativity, giving them productions to make. Okay, are they the only 4 skills? Only 4 skills. We have critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creativity. Do you think of other skills or other skills for the 21st century skills? Do you have any other skills? Okay. There are a lot of activities or skills, another skills like the citizenship. We have also the digital literacy. We have the collaboration and communication. Again, we have critical thinking and problem solving. Also creativity and imagination. Student leadership and personal development. All these are 21st century skills. Okay, so try to know them. Again, we have the 4 C's and all of these. Try to think about them. Citizenship, digital literacy, communication or collaboration and communication, critical thinking and problem solving. We have creativity and imagination, student leadership and personal development. Okay, so keep them in your mind to do the coming activity. Here we have a definition for each of these skills. Try to read the definition and say which skill is it? Which skill of the last skills we mentioned, which skill is it? Can you read, Miss Abir? Can you read it? Miss Abir, are you here? Hello? Miss Abir?
أنا عبير يا مس رشا، ما في 2 عبير.
Okay, so you are the volunteer here. So read the sentence. Read the definition, please.
Okay. Self-directed thinking that produce new and innovative idea and solve problem.
Reflecting
critically on learning experience and processes and making effective decisions.
Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Javier. Again, self-directed thinking that produces new and innovative ideas and solve problems. Reflecting critically on learning experiences and processes and making effective decisions. Do you know which skill is it? Think about it. Which skill is it? Is it? I'll show you the skills again. Is it citizenship or digital literacy, collaboration and communication, student leadership and personal development, creativity and imagination, critical thinking and problem solving? Which one is it? Think about it again. Here it is. Who's going to answer? What is it? Which skill is it? This definition is for a skill. What is it? So I'll give you the first one. It's talking about the critical thinking and problem solving. If I have a critical thinking and problem solving, it means self-directed thinking. He's calling thinking and talking about thinking that produces new and innovative ideas and solving problems. Okay, he gives us the keyword to solve the definition or to solve the skill. Okay, now I'll give you another definition and try to think which skill is it. Who's going to read? I want a volunteer. Miss Marianne, can you read it? Miss Marianne, are you here? Hello? We have Miss Hana, Miss Riham, Miss Sabah. Who's going to read? Miss Amani, can you read it? Miss Amani? Your mic is open. Please read it. I want a volunteer who's going to read.
أيوة مس هناء معاكي.
Okay, Miss Hana, thank you. Okay, try to read it.
Communicated effectively orally and in writing. Effectively listening to others in diverse
Diverse,
and multilingual environments and understanding verbal and non-verbal communication, assuming shared responsibility, cooperating and compromising to produce new and innovative idea and solutions.
Thank you, Miss Hana. Thank you very much. Okay, so communication effectively. He gives us keywords which are representing the skills. So this definition is for what? On which skill? Can you guess? Which skill is it?
Communication.
Yes, that's right. Excellent, Miss. Excellent. That's collaboration and communication. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so let's move to another definition. Who's going to read it? It's short. So try to read it. Who's going to read? It's very short. Have courage. Have courage to talk. Who's going to talk? Yes, developing
innovation and curiosity.
Excellent.
Imagining and carrying out new ideas.
Thank you, Miss. So what is it? Which skill is representing this definition? Do you know?
Creative and imagination.
No, try to think again. It's developing innovative and curiosity, imagining and carrying out new ideas. So that is creativity and imagination. Okay, so I have another definition. I read it for you. Developing active, globally aware citizens who have the skills, knowledge and motivation to address issues of human and environmental sustainability and work towards a fairer world in a spirit of mutual respect and open dialogue, developing an understanding of what it means to be a citizen of your own country and your own country's value. I think it's very easy. So what is the skill?
Citizenship.
Excellent. It's citizenship. Thank you, Miss. Okay. Thank you for that. Another definition is using technology as a tool of reinforce, extend, and deepen learning, enabling the learner to discover and communicate knowledge and information in a globalized world. So try to think which skill is it? Using technology, okay? And we have your communication. It's very easy. Which skill is representing using technology and information from the globalized world? Do you remember? That is the digital literacy. Digital literacy. Digital means technology or things from the internet. Okay, so I have another definition. The last one is developing honestly. Leadership and responsibility in learners to help them to contribute to the safety and benefit of others, developing career and life skills, and encouraging lifelong learning. Try to think, what is it? Look at the keywords. I'm talking about leadership. And
Student leadership and personal
excellent,
development.
excellent, very good, thank you. It's student leadership and personal development. Thank you, Miss. Excellent. Okay, now let's move to another thing. What do you understand by the 21st century skills? What do you understand by them? We know the 4 C's and the other skills. So what do you understand by the 21st skills? And I have another question here. Why might they be important for learners to develop? Why might they be important for learners to develop? Why should learners develop their 21st skills? Have you adopted any teaching approaches which have helped your learners to develop any of these skills? Okay, can you answer these questions? Try to think about the 3 questions and let's compare your answers with my answer. Okay, I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. I'll divide you into rooms and you're going to speak with each other. You are going to speak with your colleague and try to think of the 3 questions, okay? I'll divide you, just click join, okay? And you are going to be in an individual room. I'll put you in 2 rooms. Okay? You are in rooms now. You are in rooms. Just I'll give you 2 minutes. Try to open your mics and talk to to your colleagues. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
الصباح, Miss Amani, Miss Mariam. You are in the same room. So try to talk to your colleague and try to answer the questions. Okay? You are free to talk. And give me the answer. After you talk, it will take 2 minutes and and Miss Riham with us now. Try to talk to your colleagues. You are 4 here and try to tell me or give me an answer to the questions. Okay, Miss Amani,
Yes.
you called me. We are at the room. طب احنا ليه مش بنحاول نحل مع بعض يا جماعة؟ احنا هنحاول نحل ال3 أسئلة مع بعض من خلال الروم دي. احنا عملنا جروبس وكل جروب مننا هتحاول تحل 3 questions. اوكي؟ نفتح المايك مع بعض ونتكلم.
أنا الوحيدة اللي فاتحة المايك،
ما
مفيش
هم
حد فاتح المايك.
المفروض ان معاكي هنا في مس ريهام ومس صباح ومس مريم، فيا ريت يفتحوا المايك ونشارك زميلتنا
كله
ان
قافل
احنا نجاوب الأسئلة قبل ما
قافل
الوقت يخلص.
المايكات.
لا مس صباح هي بدأت تفتح معانا، هي ومس
كله قافل
مريم.
المايك.
مس صباح ومس مريم فتحوا.
أيوة معاك.
اتكلموا مع بعض وحاولوا ان احنا نلاقي اجابه للاسئله، عشان بعد كده هسالكم جروب نمبر 1 عمل ايه. اوكي؟ وبعدها هنخرج من الروم تلقائي. Hello, Miss Ines. Just Miss Abir here.
ايوه مس رشا.
Miss Hana didn't. Okay, I'll give you another one. Okay, I'll move Miss Reham to be with you. Try to answer the questions with her. Miss Abir now is here. Hello, back to our main session here. We are all here now. Okay, so group number 1, do you have the answer of what do you understand by 21st century skills? Okay, who was in group number 1, try to talk with me. What do you understand by 21st century skills? At the groups we chat and give the answer. Hello? Group number 1? Okay, so group number 2, who's going to answer? So, who knows the first answer for the first question? What do you understand by the 21st century skills? And what might they be important for learners to develop? Can anyone answer the questions? I made two groups to answer the question. Okay, let me give you the answer. The first one, that's what do you understand by the 21st century skills? These are the skills learners need to have, the essential skills in literacy and numeracy, as well as skills such as creativity and ICT. Do you know what is the ICT? This is the abbreviation of Information and Communication Technology. Information and Communication Technology. In order to have a foundation for success in all areas of learning and work in the 21st century. Okay, so the second one, why might they be important for learners to develop? Why should learners develop their skills or their 21st century skills? These skills are now essential for learners to participate in the emerging world of technology and information. They are very important for them for emerging world of technology and information. The third question, hello, please mute yourself. Okay. Now we are going to talk about another thing, which is deep learning. Deep learning. Now read the paragraph and decide what's meant by deep learning. Okay? What's meant by deep learning and why it's important to use the deep learning. One of the key challenges for us this century is to improve educational quality in all contexts, leading to improved learning outcomes for our learners. To do this, we need to prepare our learners properly for the world of work through the acquisition of these 21st century core or skills. This involves teaching which moves the learners from surface to deep learning. Okay, we are going to talk about deep learning skills in our course. This just be an introduction for the deep learning. Okay, so let's move to another part. Our second part here is very, very important. Okay, so I'm going to leave this and we are going to talk about understanding classroom language. Understanding classroom language. So what is the classroom language? We are going now to talk about, by the end of the session part, you will have defined how lessons are started and finished, and identified elements and phrases that can be used to start our lessons. Developed ways to promote social language when starting and finishing a class. So we are going to talk about our classes, how to start the lesson and how to finish our lessons. Okay? Now, let's listen to each teacher and try to guess. How can he start his lesson? How can he or she starts their lessons? By these approaches. If they grade the learners, do they collect homework? Do they take the register? Do they discuss the topic? Do they start the plan? So we are going to making matches. Do you know matches? Mean we are going to match one of these approaches with each of them when we listen to them. So please listen carefully, please. Again, let's listen again from the
We fill the
beginning.
register in later.
Okay, do you hear them? If you heard them, please write one on the chat box. Write one. I'll know that you hear them. Very good. Miss Sabah, and where are the others? Excellent, Miss Abir. Okay, so now listen to the first one. Again,
Always so much to get through, so I just like to go into the classroom and start the lesson straight away. Plus, it's better to keep the children busy. I usually fill the register in later.
okay, so this is the first one. Which approach of these is she starting her lesson by? Is she starts her lesson by greeting the learners, or collecting homework, or taking the register, or discuss a topic, or start the plan? Try to talk, please. I'll play this again.
Always so much to get through, so I just like to go into the classroom and start the lesson straight away. Plus, it's better to keep the children busy. I usually fill the register in later.
Okay, who's going to say? This first miss is starting her lesson by doing what?
Take the register.
Take the register? No.
Start the plan.
No. Yes, that's right. Start the plan. No, sorry. It's starting the plan. So listen again to her. She starts the plan. Okay, listen to her again. Thank you, Miss.
I like to start with a bit of a chat. The topic depends on the class level.
Sorry,
and
this
also
is the
what
second one. The first one again.
There's so much to get through, so I just like to go into the classroom and start the lesson straight away. Plus, it's better to keep the children busy. I usually fill the register in later.
Okay, this is the first one, and she started the plan. Okay, the plan, sorry. Number two, look at this, mister, and try to show or to guess how does he start his lesson?
what's going on. I like
From
to
the
start
beginning?
with a bit of a chat. The topic depends on the class level and also what's going on. For example, we might talk about an important football game or a popular TV program.
So, what's his approach?
Discuss topic.
Very good, discuss the topic. Excellent. The third one, listen carefully.
I always start with the register. I think it's good to have a routine, and the children expect this. If something interesting has come up recently, I can bring it up at this point. Recently, Maya was absent because she had to go to the maternity hospital with her mother. So I asked her, "How's your baby brother?"
So, which approach is it?
Take the register.
Excellent, taking the register. Okay, so now listen to this, miss.
With younger classes, we often sing a hello song to start the lesson. With the older ones, I just say good morning or afternoon, and the whole class replies. Sometimes I ask a few of the children how they are to make sure they're listening and ready for English.
So, what's her approach?
Greet the learners.
Greet the learners. Excellent. Okay, so she said, I greet them by saying good morning. Okay, let's move to the last one.
There are so many tests these days that I nearly always have to set homework. So I usually start the next lesson by asking them to get their papers out and pass them to the front row.
Which
Collect
one?
homework.
Collecting homework. Excellent. Okay, so
I
this
always
is...
start with the register.
With younger
I think it's good to have a routine.
Okay, so she starts with starting the plan, and he said, I'm discussing a topic, taking the register, greet the learners, and collect homeworks. Which approach do you prefer to use in your class and why? So this is a question for you, you yourself. What do you do at your classes when you start your lessons? Do you start the plane or discuss a topic or take the register or greet the learners or collect homework? Please give me an answer. What do you do at your classes to start the lesson?
Greet the learners.
Okay, greet the learners. Okay, so who's going to tell me again? What do you do at your class? Miss Mariam, Miss Amani, Miss Ana, Miss Marianne, where are you?
Greet the learners, then discuss a topic.
Very good, thank you. Okay, who's else? Who's else? We all start our lessons, but each of us have another has different approach. So yes, miss.
Take the register. Take the
Take the
register.
register. Okay, excellent. Okay, so these are approaches to start our lessons. Okay, so now let's move to another part. When we speak about talk about the language, which language do you use at your class? Which languages do you use at your class? Do you use English or Arabic when starting your lesson?
Both.
What?
Both of them.
Both of them? So
and
we
Arabic.
said English, our language, which is Arabic, or both of them. Neither I didn't this activity. I do not. When you take the register, which language do you use? Talking about who's absent today. Do you speak English or your own language?
My own language, because our students is small. They
Oh.
can't understand English.
They are young. Very good. Okay.
Yes.
So when collecting the homework, which language do you use?
English.
English? Okay.
English.
So when
Yes.
discussing,
Homework. This is exercise. Is homework.
so you use English.
You can do it in homework. You can do it in homework.
Okay. And when you give instructions to give homework, do you speak English or Arabic? To give instructions, do so and so.
I think both of them.
Okay,
Arabic
thank
and-
you. Okay, it's your own, okay? So when discussing a topic, such as when we talk about the weekend, which language do you use?
Both of them.
Okay, when beginning your lesson, which language do you use?
English.
Okay, so we can use English or use our language or both of them or neither. I do this, I don't make a starting or finishing class in my classes, okay? If I talk about asking what they like about the lesson, which language do you use?
English.
Okay, so another one, doing a game at the end. When we do a game at our classes, which language do you use?
Both of them.
Okay. When setting homework. Setting homework.
English.
English, okay. When telling learners to put their books away.
English.
Okay. When saying goodbye?
English.
English.
Okay. So now
English.
that is the same thing we do. Match the following phrases to the activity above and write them into your table. When can I collect the homework? Can I collect the homework? Which approach do you use? Can I collect the, no, not the language. I'm talking about the approaches which we said before on that part. I'll show them to you. The approaches which are here. Is it greeting learners, collecting homework, taking the register, discuss a topic, start a plan? Okay, so let's see which approach is it. Can I collect homework? Which approach is it?
تستخدمي ايه بعد كده؟
Collect homework.
Collecting homework, excellent. So number 2, I'll see you at the next lesson. Goodbye or bye-bye for now. Which approach is it?
Greet the
Greeting,
Greet the learner.
excellent. Number 3, let's take the register now.
take the register.
Taking register, excellent. Number 4, okay, let's begin the lesson.
Start the
plane.
Start a plan, okay. So number 5, can you put your books away, please? Can you
collect
put
homework.
collect no your books away?
لا
Books.
بتساوي حاجة من المهارات ده. طب نكتب ايه؟ من الخمسة اللي خدناها.
Here are the approaches اهم. Discuss a topic, taking register, greeting the learners, collect homework, and start a plan. Which one of these?
دي. collect homework.
Okay, if you want to say collect homework, okay. So, and what else? Can we say it as starting a topic? To put the books away and start listening or start writing something again? Okay, number 6. What did you do at the weekend? What did you do at the weekend? Which approach is it?
Explain the topic.
Explain the topic, okay, or beginning a topic. Number 7. What did you like about today's lesson? Which approach is it? I'm talking about the weekend. What did you do at the weekend? Which of these lesson approaches?
Discuss a topic.
Yes, that's right. Discuss a topic. Excellent. Which number is it? Number 7? 7 or 8? 7.
8.
No, sorry, 8.
7.
Okay. Let's do a little game before we finish the lesson. Let's do a little game before we finish the lesson. Doing games, which approach?
Start the plan.
Start a plan, excellent, because we're starting doing a game. Number 9, good morning, afternoon, or hello. Which approach is it?
Greeting the learner.
Greeting the learners, excellent. Number 10, for homework, I'd like you to turn to page 56.
Collect homework.
Collecting homework, excellent. Or doing homework, excellent, very good, thank you. So these are the answers. So we are going to move to another thing. It's role play, and that is the start of a lesson. When we start a lesson, so pretend to be learners. You are learners now, okay? So follow your trainer's instructions. Here are a lot of instructions, okay? Like ask you to talk about last night or at the evening, deal with interruption, and so on, okay? So try to read them. I'll give you 1 minute to read them silently. Okay, now these activities most of the teachers use as a language at their classes, okay? So can you make them in order as you do at your class? Which one do you begin with and which one do you finish your lesson with? So try to tell me, you start your lesson by what and finish your lesson by what? And when do you use, for example, taking the register? When?
We start greet the learners.
Yes, that's right. Okay. And
Take the register.
okay.
Get a member
Ask
of the
about
class
learning
to
absent.
ask why
Learning
they
absent.
are late.
Okay. Thank you, Miss. Who's else?
Ask about absent learners.
Okay. Ask about absent learners. Okay, this is taking the register. And what else? How do you finish your lesson? So another one. Another teacher, what are you doing at your class? What do you begin your lesson by and what do you finish your lesson by? Okay, most of us start our lessons by greeting our learners, okay? And of course, we take the register if someone is absent, if someone is out the class, and we ask the classroom to remember the lesson, the last lesson, as a review or something. Of course, every one of us has his own plan to do his session or to do his class, right? Okay, so let's move to another session or another part. Here we have people who can read the classes, and how can they, by their own languages, they talking about or asking a learner why they are late. So look carefully, what will he say? He's saying, good morning everyone. How are you all today? Are you all well? Why are you late? So think carefully. First of all, I'll talk about something which is called connect speech. Do you know connect speech? How to connect the speech? For example, when I'll say questions like an example, how are you all? How are you all? You need to connect the words you and all. Look at the words here. I'm not going to read the word individually. For example, to say, how are you all today? I'm going to make a connection between them. Which words are going to be connected? Here we have the word you and all. I'll say, how are you all? How are you all? Can you repeat after me? Please say it. Repeat after me this word or this question.
How are you all today?
How are you all today?
All today.
Excellent. How are you all today? So here we have a connect speech. So I'll say you all, you all, you all, not you all, you all. It's wrong. Okay? So the correct thing is to say, how are you all today? And when can I use the connected speech? When we insert a sound which is called w, w, w. I'll insert it beyond the U sound and the U sound and the A sound. I'll say you all, you all, you all, okay? So sound is inserted when we have two vowels. When we have two vowels, we have here the U sound, the U, which is a vowel, and the A, which is a vowel, okay? So I'll connect them and say you all. So one more time, repeat after me. How are you all? Repeat after me again. How are you all? Hey, where are you?
How are you
How
all
are you
How are
today?
you
all?
all? Okay, okay. So the
How are
second
you
word
all
is
today?
today,
How are you
today,
How are
all
you today?
today, today.
today?
It's
Today.
unstressed
Today,
word.
today,
Today.
Yes, that's right.
today.
Okay, not today. Today is wrong, okay?
Today.
So
Today.
here is
Today.
an intonation. Can you find the intonation? When I say, are you all well? Are you all well? Again, are you all well? Try to say it. Are you all well?
Are you
Are you all well?
Excellent. Okay.
Are you
This,
all well?
well, this is called a rising intonation. What does a rising intonation mean? When I'm asking a question which starts with verb to be, here we can find are, right? It's verb to be. So here I have a rising intonation. We should say it quickly. Are you all well? Okay, so if I say, are you all well? Okay, so this is a flat intonation, And in English, try to avoid using any flat intonations. Never say flat intonations in English. Okay, so use all the time when you find verb to be, use a rising intonation and try to say, are you all well? Again, please repeat after me. Are you all well?
You all well?
No, not all. Are you all well?
Are you all
Are
well?
you all well? Okay, thank you. So, why are you late?
Are you as well?
Yes, that's right. Very good, thank you. So, why are you late? Why are you late? Why are you late? The word late Is it a verb or an adjective here? The word late.
Adjective.
Why? It's an adjective. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So most of the teachers think this is a verb, but it's an adjective. Remember, when we use a question with verb to be, we should say it with rising intonation, and we are going to say, why are you late? Why are you late? Okay?
Why
So
are you late?
why are you late? Try
Why
to
are
show
you
in
late? Why are you late?
Why are you
Excellent.
late?
Excellent, very good.
Why are you
Okay,
late?
so let's move to the second one. This teacher is talking to the class about the weather. She's talking about the weather or about someone's clothes. So she's going to say, it's very hot, cold today, isn't it? Do you feel hot or cold? How can we make that better? How can we make that better? The only thing I'll say is do you, okay? Do you, not do you. Do you is wrong. We are going to join them. We are going to say do you.
Do you?
Yes, do
Do
you.
you?
Say,
Do you feel hot? It's
you
an
feel
stressed
hot?
word.
do you feel cold?
That's right. Do you feel hot or cold? Okay, so let's move to another conversation. When this teacher takes the register, when she's taking the register, she's going to say, now I'm going to take the register. What are you doing? What are you going to say when I say your name? So, do you find any rising intonation here?
No.
Do you find a rising intonation here?
Register.
No, rising intonation. We said rising intonation is found when there is a question have verb to be. So where is the rising intonation here?
What are you going?
Excellent. What are you going? What are you going? So try to say it again. What are you going? And we have the word
What are you
register.
going?
Repeat after me, register.
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 Never say register. Never say it.
Register.
So the right one is register.
Register.
Register your name. Okay.
Register. your-
Yes, that's right. Very good.
Register.
Number 4 is ask about absent learners. B hasn't arrived. Ask the class to remember the last session. Okay. So when she asks about absent students, she's going to say, where do you think they might be? Where do you think they might be? Try to say it again.
Where do you think they might be?
Yes, but try to be quicker, okay? Do you remember what we took last time? Do you remember what we took last time? Try to say it.
Do you remember what we took last
Excellent.
time?
So we joined do and you. Do you, okay? So another conversation here is deal with an interruption, such as someone losing his pen or book. He makes interruption. He's losing his pen or book. So the teacher here says, A has lost his pen. Ask A some questions to help him remember where they left their pen. Okay, so this is, here we have another conversation or another speech. Get a member of the class to ask a latecomer why they are late. So he's going to say, ask B why they are late. Make a suggestion that will help B not to be late again. Okay? If I ask about a late one or latecomers, ask you to talk about the last night or the weekend. He's going to say, work in pairs or small groups. Tell each other what you did last night or at the weekend. Ask each other questions about what you did last night or at the weekend. Okay? All of these things can encourage them to use English in the class and to help you and them to make a conversation in the class. So you can use English all the time at your classes when you speak English and encourage your students to talk like you or to answer your questions. Okay? So we have here a classroom tip. The start of the lesson. When you start the lesson, provide opportunities for both the learners and the teacher to use language. Please try to use the language. Please try to encourage them to use English. The teacher should be relaxed and friendly. If you talk in English, you're going to be relaxed and friendly when they try to talk to you and their answer is right. The teacher can ask open questions that encourages the learners to speak. Do you know the open questions? How can we make open questions? Using what? We have open questions and closed questions. What are the open questions?
Yes or no question.
Yes or no? Is
Yes.
it open or closed?
Yes. Yes, no.
No, it's closed questions. Open question is asking for information. So it's open. I ask them to give me an information. So I open question. Yes. Okay. If I use yes or no questions, it's closed questions because the learner is going to say yes and he stopped. No and he stopped. Okay. But if I say where do you go to school? Where do you go? What do you do at your
We
classroom?
use the WH
Yes, we use the
question.
WH questions. Okay, so commenting on the weather or what the teacher and the learners have done in their free time provide functional language. Do you know the functional language? We use the language as a functional, okay? That the learner can use outside the classroom. If I use questions and I speak English all the time or try to encourage them to say questions and encourage them to talk in English, I'll encourage them to talk English outside the classroom, not only in the classroom. So, can you make a conversation or WH questions using these words? Or these keywords, what would you say in these situations? Like the previous teachers, what would you say in these questions or on these situations? What are you going to say when the class is hot classroom? What are you going to say to them? I want a sentence. What are you going to say to them?
What's
How do
the
you feel
weather
today?
What is the weather today? Excellent. Okay.
How do you feel today?
How do you feel? Excellent. Yes, that's right. طب, when losing object, what are you going to say? When losing
any
an
object,
object,
any
any
object.
object, a pen, a book, anything for the learners. When they lose a pen,
Where is
for
the
example.
pen? Where is the pen?
Where is the pen? Excellent. And what else?
Where is the book?
Where is your book? Okay. So when a pencil fiddler, what are you going to say?
تقولي لو ده عجب
Yes. Pencil fiddler.
pencil fiddler. fiddler يعني.
What are you going to say? I want an open question. What are you going to ask them about?
السؤال السليم.
Any question or
Sorry.
sentence, what are you going to say in this situation? Okay, so I leave it and give you an answer later, okay? So when a latecomers, what are you going to say? If there are latecomers.
Latecomers يعني.
Latecomers, someone came late to the class.
Why do you late? Why do you late?
Why are you late? Excellent. And what else?
اتأخرت.
Yes, that's right. So
Was
what
he
about the absentee? Absentee, someone who is absent.
Who is absent?
What are you going to say? Or what you should say?
Who is absent
Who is
today?
absent today?
Who is absent today? Excellent. Or why are you absent, right? Why are you absent? And he's going to speak English with you. So here I have some responses, like what we said. If there is a hot classroom, we may say, what should we do with our pencils when the teacher is talking? Or so, why aren't you on time? So can you match these situations with the words? Can you match them? So for example, when I say, what should we do with our pencils when the teacher is talking?
Pencil fiddler.
Pencil fiddle, very good, thank you. So why aren't you on time today?
Absent.
What? No.
Absent.
Why aren't you
Absent.
on time?
Absent.
Latecomer.
Latecomers, excellent. Why aren't you come on time? Do you feel hot? How can we make it better?
Hot classroom.
Hot classroom.
Hot classroom, excellent.
Yes.
Ask Alan some questions to help him remember where he left his book.
Lost object.
Losing things.
Lost objects, excellent. Does anyone know where she's today?
Absent.
Absentee, excellent.
Who is absent?
Who is absent, excellent. Or the absentee. So let's move to the last thing we are going to talk about, which is finishing our lessons. Like we start the lesson, we are going to finish it. Okay, so how can we finish our lessons? How you finish a lesson can also be important for a number of reasons. Okay, not only saying goodbye and so on. Okay, why is it important to finish your lesson? It can be a good opportunity to consolidate learning, or even just to make the learners leave feeling positive about what they have just studied. Okay, students feel positive way of what we have studied by revision, by making feedback or something. Okay, so how do you finish your lessons? Do you have a routine, or do you like to try different approaches? Do you try different approaches to finish your lessons? What about you? Would you tell me, how do you finish your lessons? We can finish our lessons by a lot of approaches. Here are a few common ways the teachers finish their lessons. We can finish our lessons by presenting what has been learned, or reviewing the aims of the lesson, reviewing the lesson, doing a fun activity. We also can do a cool down activity, and reviewing future lesson. Reviewing, it means we are going to tell them what are we going to have in the next lesson. Giving out homework, getting feedback or giving feedback, creating a smooth transition from one lesson to another, tidying up the lesson or tidying up our class, and using a closing. A closing like what? If I want to say, for example, thank you for listening and goodbye. It's a closing, okay? So these are ways that teachers can finish their lessons, okay? In the next activity, you will look at some of the expressions that teachers use in their situations. So now let's listen, or let's see, what would you say in these situations? When you finish your classroom, your class, what would you say when setting homework? What are you going to say? To set the homework, or to give instructions to pupils to set the homework, what are you going to say? So can we have the responses here? If I want to make linking lessons, I can say, let's play a little game before we finish the lesson. So this is a linking lessons. If I want to use a closing, I might say, for homework, I'd like you to turn to page 56. Okay? I want you to match them. They are not in order, okay? Each approach here is not in order with the sentences. For giving feedback, can I say one of these? Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes to put them in order. Okay, are you here? Hello? Hello? Who's hearing me? Hello?
Yes, Miss Rasha. Yes, Miss
Okay,
Rasha.
where are you? Okay,
أصل كان عندنا صوت غريب.
okay, sorry. Okay,
ماشي.
where is the others? Okay, so let's try to match the right situations. Try to match the right situations. Here we have situations and we have approaches. Try to think which approach is going with each activity. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes and please raise your. So do you finish the matching? Do you finish that? So can you give me the answers? Can you give me the answers? Which is the right answer? Try to compare your answer with my answers here. So when I say, let's play a little game before we finish the lesson, what did you say? Which
Fun
approach?
activities.
Fun activity. That's right. For homework, I'd like you to turn to page 56.
Setting homework.
Excellent. What did you like about today's lesson? Do you make it getting feedback like me? I said it's getting feedback, okay? Can you put your books and pencils away, please?
Linking the lesson.
No, again. Can you put your books and pencils away? Is it? The answer is here. Here it is.
Tidying up.
Yes, that's right.
Tidying up.
Yes, that's right. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.
Using a
closing.
A closing, right? That's right. Carlos, can you tell us one new sentence you used today?
Presenting learning.
Presenting learners. I think you all tried very hard today.
Giving feedback.
Excellent. We will practice this again on Monday. It's linking lessons. Okay, now we are going to listen to one of the teachers in her class and try to answer these questions. Listen carefully to the teacher. We are going to watch a video now and we are going to answer the questions. Try to remember the questions. What is the name of the activity? Why did the teacher choose this activity? What instructions did the teacher need to give? What was the message? Okay, so let's listen to the video and try to answer these questions.
Okay, let's watch the video together and let's answer these questions.
As our final activity, we'll do something that you really like doing, okay? It is what?
Chinese.
Whispers. Okay, great. We'll start from, from David. And we'll finish here with Perwe. I'm curious now what Adna heard. What did I say? Is that right, David? No, what did I say?
The lesson is over.
The lesson is over. Okay, great. You're free to go. Well done, everybody.
Okay.
Okay, let's watch the video.
So try to answer the questions. Do you like to watch it again?
Yes.
Do you like to watch it again?
Yes.
Okay. I'll play it again. Now, listen carefully and try to answer the 4 questions.
Okay, let's watch the video together and let's answer these questions.
As our final activity, we'll do something that you really like doing, okay? It is what?
Chinese.
Whispers. Okay, great. We'll start from, from David. And we'll finish here with Herwe. I'm curious now what Adna heard. Herwe, what did I say? Is that right, David? No, what did I say?
The lesson is over.
The lesson is over. Okay, great. You're free to go. Well done, everybody.
Okay, back to our session here. What is the name of the activity? Do you remember?
Whispers.
Yes, it's a Chinese whispers, right? That's right. Why did the teacher choose this activity? Why does she choose, or did she choose the activity? How did you find the children? Are they happy or sad for this activity?
They are happy.
Yes, so she chose the activity because the learners like it. What instructions did the teacher need to give? The teacher gives them instructions. Do you remember what are they? When she began to tell them, here we can start and here is to finish. The chain is started from here and we are going to finish with Peter, right? Okay, so what was the message? What was the message?
Is over.
The lesson is over. Excellent. Okay, so thank you. So our tips here, the very important thing to remember is social interaction. Social interaction. Interaction is fundamental in learning. When we make social learning, or we love our students and try to give them to be interactive with them, we are in social interactive with them, as it strengthens cognitive development. Okay, so Mr. Lev said, he suggested that in your children, social learning comes before development in other areas. Okay, so we have social language here. Social language here. How can we make social language in our classes? When we think learners, what do they things learners did at the previous day on other topics, or to make them festivals or birthdays. When I make him or her a birthday, it's a social language. When a school performance, when we play or make a concert, when a local sports events, a piece of local news, a film at the cinema, an interesting program on the television. All of these make social language. Okay, so choose one of the topics and think of questions to build a conversation about it. For example, if I choose films as a social language to use with our learners, what should I say to them? For example, I'd say, I'd really like to watch a film tonight. Can anyone recommend a good film? I watched it and I'll tell them the name of the film yesterday. It's my favorite film. What's your favorite? What did you like about it? Has anyone else seen this film? Is it scary? Is it romantic? Is it funny? All of these things make social learning or social things and communication with our learners, okay? So that is the last thing which we can say, which is reflecting time. What did we take today, or what did we have today? What did we did today? We talked about the 21st century skills and what does deep learning means. Have you ever tried applying deep learning? We talked about deep learning. If yes, how, and if you know why. We talked about which lesson would you like to adapt in order to further help your learners develop 21st century skills, and to what extent will you be able to use technology in this lesson? How can you make a conversation going or build a conversation? Why developing social language is important for both teachers and learners? So this is the end of my class or my session today, and we have a homework, okay? Our homework is going to be on the Google Classroom. I made a Google Classroom. I sent you an invitation on the WhatsApp group. I sent you an invitation. You can join and read the questions or discuss the ideas with with me, or write the answers with me on the Google Classroom. Okay, so our homework today is do the tasks on page 23, 24, 25, and 26. Okay, again, do the tasks on page 23, 24, 25, and 26. I shared a copy of your book on the WhatsApp group. So open the book or the file of the book and try to look at each task of these, and answer it at the Google Classroom. Open the classroom and give me the answer to each activity of these. Okay? So thank you very much for listening and participating and sharing ideas with me. And I hope today's lesson was beneficial and you have learned something. We are going to meet again in our session. I'll tell you on the WhatsApp group. Thank you all for listening, and goodbye.
Good job, Ms. Rasha.
Thank you,
very
Mr.
much.
Rasha. Thank you. Goodbye.